So you've been looking for a way to set up your training for the entire season, and you want some schedules to give you a hand. On today's show, that's exactly what I aim to do. My name is Daljit. Welcome to Bustthenet. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to stay in touch for more videos like this. So you have all these schedules and you want to get started, you will be putting all the schedules inside the Football Manager 2020 schedules folder. It all depends on where you've installed Sports Interactive, right? So some people might install it on another directory, so you probably will need to find out for yourself so that you can call them up. It's pretty easy to call them up when you're inside the game, as long as you know where you have dropped them, drop the files into. For the guys who are using a Mac, by default now, because of the way Gatekeeper works in Catalina, so essentially there you have to look at library application support. Of course, you can give other folders access, but you need to there is a workaround for that. If you need help, just let me know and I'll probably do a guide for that. We're gonna split a season into 3 parts. We got an early season, mid-season, and late season. That's about it, right? So early season is basically the time during which you are still trying to gain some tactical familiarity with your systems. You can always tell from here. Of course, we haven't got a tactic, so there's no tactical familiarity. We have plans for the team to master the Red Pharaoh system for 2020. And so our schedules are going to be about gaining tactical familiarity. So this will probably run all the way until September or even October. Once that is done, we move out of our tactical familiarity sessions into more focused training sessions. Now, during the middle part of the season, this can run into November and December, where you get more fixtures during that period. You might get injuries, the weather might start getting heavy, you might need to rotate your squad. So what do? What's more important is making sure my players don't get injured unnecessarily. So you have to understand your tactic, its intensity, and how you can reduce the workload for your players. Then we get into the final part of the season, the late season, where it's the last 3 months. By then, the team is very familiar with the systems. Harmony is really good. I might just be maintaining our development of our players, making sure that our loads are okay. My training schedules could be very, very focused this time. Instead, I might ignore all tactical familiarity elements and just zoom in on areas of the game which I need improved. So that's basically the 3 phases in the season. As such, my schedules will look a bit different throughout these phases. Let's start first with preseason. If you have downloaded somebody else's schedules, you need to go to custom schedules, get more, then you pull them down. Of course, we have quite a few schedules. Yeah, I'll go through most of these very soon, but this is the first one I have. This is the preseason general schedule. Now, it doesn't have something that I like to add, so I always add team bonding in here. Then we save the schedule. Once you save the schedule, it will appear as something that you can call up. So this is important because during the preseason phase, I like my players to work on getting fit. So this generally it's quite an aggressive preseason. This is a general preseason schedule that covers all the tactical familiarity elements. These are all your tactical familiarity elements. You can see from here: mentality, width, position, role, duty, passing tempo, creative freedom, pressing intensity, and marking. They're all covered for this. This is just one. It's become really simple. I've simplified my system. So this is done during the first 4 weeks. Then we have another schedule here. I like to call this early season training. It's slightly different. Okay, it has all the elements as well, but this is generally slightly lighter in intensity, right? But once again, all the preseason elements are here. Now, what I do differently is once the preseason is over, you don't want to do endurance resistance every single day, because if you do that, then your players might get injured. This is the reason why I've dropped the very intensive schedules and gone for these. These give me my tactical familiarity elements, and I will always have match preparation. So I might have attacking movement leading up to a game, defensive shape leading up to a game. This is to give my teams a bit of a bonus, because this schedule is used once the season starts, and is used as long as my team doesn't have tactical familiarity. So what I like to do is I go into the calendar and I populate the schedules inside them. As you can see, we got PS General, and then my early season training will start 1 week before our first game, which is here. And you also notice something else. The schedules look a bit different from the one I've created. That's because your fixtures will come in and they could mess the schedule up. What I like to do is make sure that whenever I have 2 matches in the week, I lighten the load. I already know that I'm getting most of my tactical familiarity elements in. So I normally like to drop these, because these, while they have tactical familiarity, they're also heavier in load. The idea here is to give my players a bit of a break between matches. I will also start using more match preparation activities once the season kicks off, so that my players, well, they get a slight boost ahead of matches. Some people might be wondering why I'm going for attacking, direct, patient, and wings. Well, the reason is quite simple actually, because the attributes are different. Generally, by the end of September, I do expect my team to have gained tactical familiarity. And when that happens, my training schedules might change. It's at this point when I start looking for schedules that do not include as many tactical familiarity elements in them. So here, I will take a month and I'll break the month up into 5 weeks. Now I know that doesn't make any sense, but it makes it easier because the calendar has got 5 slots. And what I normally do is I have defending for 2 weeks, I might have attacking for 2 weeks, and then for 1 week I might have mental development training. Sometimes I might do 1 week of defending, 3 weeks of attacking, and 1 week of mental development training. The idea here is for me to keep it as balanced as possible. If you look at all my schedules, there are some simple ones and there are some complicated ones. There are general training schedules even for an attacking session. This could be used in preseason as well, because this includes all the tactical familiarity elements in preseason. It's lighter than the other schedules that I normally use. I could use this in place of early season training, where I might do attacking, and then I can use this. This also has got tactical familiarity elements inside it. It's the same approach, but now I'm gone in and gain tactical familiarity. My team is familiar with the tactics, so I start switching to schedules that are more pure. I call them pure because these don't have as many tactical familiarity elements as the other sessions. It might have, there are basically 2 here that have tactical familiarity, but I value tactical as a general session because of the spread in mental attributes, and these are the specific ones which do not have any tactical familiarity elements inside it. But this is generally a more focused defending schedule that will improve the defending attributes for your defensive units, and in this particular case helps out with the attacking unit as well. On top of that, we've got a session here that's called play out from the back, which is going to help my defenders master the art of working the ball out from defense. Thank goodness for FM20, because I don't need to put my fullbacks into the attacking unit anymore. So now we have attacking. I can finally create one attacking session that will affect everybody who needs to improve their attacking attributes. So here, once again, I got tactical, which is nice, general for the whole team. I like to have physical and outfield. This is just general sessions, but here we go, chance conversion. There's no tactical familiarity for any of these elements. These are all going to help my team build attributes that are needed for an attacking style of the game. I will just maintain attacking overlap because this is going to help my defensive unit, so I don't have to do anything about moving them out. I don't mind the fact that they're getting some tactical familiarity, but this is really handy because of the attributes that my fullbacks are going to gain, and I would just use this in the middle part of the season. Finally, this is the last schedule I'll use with this team. This is the mental schedule, because this works exclusively on the mental attributes. In this particular case, it also affects position, role, and duty. Now, I don't mind this as much because I'm always moving players and changing their positions, and I'm always retraining players as well. So this is actually quite handy, because I don't need to worry about position, role, and duty. You will always have this problem when you do heavy rotation, because you're bringing in a new player, he's going to learn the new position, and sometimes they take some time. So having this schedule done once a month or maybe even twice a month is going to help your team. And to top it off, it hammers all those mental attributes as well, the ones that I'm after: anticipation, decisions, off the ball, concentration, composure, positioning, teamwork, and vision. Who doesn't want these attributes? So here we are, October. I expect my team to be familiar with the systems. So what I've done is I've dropped early season training. We've gained tactical familiarity. I want our teams to be a bit more focused. So we've done defending, we've done 2 weeks of mental and 1 week of attacking. Perhaps the following month I might do 2 weeks of defending and 2 weeks of attacking and ignore mentals altogether. It's really up to you. Where do you want your development to go? That's how you use schedules like this. Sometimes when we get to December or January, you might have 3 games in a week. Now, what do we do when I get 3 games in a week? Honestly, there's a basic schedule you can pop in from. There's already preloaded. I just take the fixture congestion one and I use this, and sometimes I just use this, or sometimes I even drop this and I just go match preparation, attacking movement, since this is going to knock into all 3 games. So the idea here is to make sure that my players don't get injured. I just want to maintain, I just want to make sure that I have 11 players I can put out on the pitch without worrying about sending one of them to the hospital. Towards the end of the season, I'm more worried about injuries. So I typically try to reduce the workload. So I might drop all the activities that might give my players a bit more of a risk of injury. I start adding more attacking match preparation activities to lighten the load on my training sessions. And I make sure that players' workloads are not heavy. Sometimes I even leave them on light or medium so that I can finish the season with them not being injured. This is another training schedule in my pack, and this is meant to illustrate that you can go out there and create as many different kinds of training sessions that you like, because this ultimately depends on the kind of football you want to play. This I created for a side in one of my saves where I wanted them to develop a one-touch passing style of football. I wanted my fullbacks to be able to cross the ball, but I wanted everybody else to be very good at passing the ball. So we worked on sessions that would give us the attribute development to allow us to play that kind of football. Naturally, you could be a totally different kind of a manager. You could be the sort of manager who wants to, hoof the ball. For all I know, you might just want to kick the ball out to 3 strikers who are waiting to score a goal. Nobody says that kind of football is impossible, but yes, you could just very well set up a training schedule for your team which is focused on hard pressing, hard tackling, winning the ball in concentrated areas, and you might get your players, your strikers, to work on more physical attributes to get them to beat players with acceleration and pace. Naturally, those training schedules are going to be different. So it really depends on how you want to approach the game. What I'm offering here is an idea, an approach, and I hope that you take this approach and use this approach in different ways in your save. Well, I hope you found this guide useful. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell for more shows of this nature. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out to watch the show. You guys take care, have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.